it brought up the screen. It instantly closed it to then call me back. It's just like I just joined.
What do you want me to do, Pimtron? What do you want me to do?
I find that issue so good. I don't know how he's going to top it though. It's just like we just like deconstructed everything. And what do you do?
I love how fucking self-aware that shit goes. Oh
yeah.
Oh.
And it's like it's all fucked up around the time you did this. Just like there.
Yeah. And it's like, how does everyone remember me for that one thing I did wrong? But you guys can fuck up all you want.
Oh.
No one remembers Reed hit Sue. Like, why is it me?
Well, to be fair, it's like Reed and Sue never existed at this point.
That's true.
Oh, character rights.
But no doubt they're coming back in. Legacy.
Totally.
Who's the other mainstay that people have been wanting? I can't think of it.
We want the Wolverine.
Have Jimmy.
I swear to God, Skype is being so weird. Hey, this is like the first time in forever we open up a main CBC cast and we're talking about comics. People are just like clicking away now, being like, "These guys suck."
This is clickbait.
They're talking about comics. This is bullshit. I don't like Secret Empire, but I'm not reading it.
But it's good.
It is. It's really good.
Yeah, but the thing on the internet
is... No, they fucked the cover up.
Oh, yeah, and the thing on the internet is to not read it, but complain about not reading it because headlines,
Yeah. Have you read The Forge, or whatever it's called, Dark Days? Scott Snyder, Batman.
Oh, I have that, but I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, I was going to say I haven't got around to it yet.
That's on my list of mandatory reading for today, but, my list consists of, I do the Secret Empires, and then I do any tie-ins, that all relate to it. Then I'll do, Spider-Man if I have it, and then I'll jump onto the other crap. I have priorities.
And so there's so much Secret Empire this week. It's just like, chill, please.
I told my store, I was like, listen, I want everything Secret Empire. I think I fucked up. Because, half my pull list is going to be just Secret Empire for the next 6 months.
Yeah. It's just so much. Luckily, it's every 2 weeks, so it should be over quickly.
Yeah. Hopefully. We'll see how it goes. Welcome everybody to the CBC podcast. We're here to talk all sorts of topics, as you guys can see. So I'm here with Mitch.
What's up?
Tristan.
Stop the speculation, clickbait.
Yeah, I know. It's bullshit. Bullshit, I tell you.
It's not Miles.
Okay, so let's get into the first topic at hand then. We're going to talk about Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4, which had its big gameplay reveal and everything at E3 2017 during the Sony conference. And I love that they even did the post-credits stinger. Come on.
And it's Miles. I tweeted at Bendis this. Who'd have thought when Bendis made Miles that less than a decade later on, he would be in front of every Sony IP, as their main stinger at the end. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, people, because with our main video, people were saying that it's some random NPC named Miles, and we come to find out that later behind, I think it was behind closed doors on a hands-on for more video of the actual demo for press, they asked, and Insomniac actually stated that, yes, this is Miles Morales, and yes, this is not just a cameo. He's going to have a part to play in the game.
First off, why the hell would you have any sort of stinger where someone called Miles, who's black, and not have it be Miles Morales? What the fuck would...
And he clearly looks like a young
He does. Well, I mean, from that whole video, it looks, and I'm not saying this to insult the game, it legitimately looks like Spider-Man's Uncharted. That's what the gameplay and everything looks like. Yeah. And I mean that in the best way possible, because as people know, if you followed me, Uncharted's one of my top 5 favorite franchises of all time. So, but the way they're transitioning from the swinging around to the quick set piece to button prompts, QTEs and everything just looks so awesome. It strikes that Uncharted Naughty Dog vibe that I love. So
yeah, well, I guess you could say that Insomniac took what Naughty Dog made, which is they want the player to have that cinematic feel when you're playing. and that's what I got from it.
And like it separates it from Arkham. So, like I know people are still going, "Oh, it looks like Arkham Asylum." It looks nothing like the Arkham games.
I mean, yeah, with the combat wise, yeah, you could say that, but it doesn't like from the cinematic aspect from it does not.
But
look
see,
like
then
that
again, the Arkham games always that combat they took from like the likes of Ultimate Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. Like those were exact combats. Like you played the Ultimate Spider-Man game, you know, the cell shaded one. That's how he fought. Like you're jumping around, dodging stuff. So it's like it's a give and take thing. But this Spider-Man game looks like it's probably going to be the best Spider-Man game ever made, and I trust Insomniac because they're a legitimately good developer. So
yeah. And for people who want to know some stuff about the story, this is going to be Peter when he's about 23, 24. He has 8 years of being Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So him having all those gadgets is plausible at this point.
And another thing that they said is the suit. The reason the logo looks the way it does is going to play a major role as a part of the storyline. Here's my guess. I'm just guessing. He's going to get touched by Mr. Negative. And you're going to have a, like, system that's in there that, you know how you saw the gameplay and he's saving people while he's beating the shit out of them, right? My guess is you're going to be able to be given the negative version when he's touched, and the suit is going to start turning more black because, you know, because if you want to play that game lethal as shit and kill people as Spider-Man, I'm pretty sure they're going to let you, but it's going to have a consequence on how your character is handled, so...
Yeah.
See, I don't know if they're going to do that or if they're going to do it where... Because Mr. Negative turns people evil. Yeah. Like, if you look at what he does with Cloak-and-Dagger, he swaps the powers around and it makes them villains. If they do that with... Because you clearly see Mr. Negative touch Peter at the end of the whole trailer. Like, that could be their way of making Miles playable. It's like that, like... Say the whole thing we saw is like the tutorial level. And then after that bit, Miles is the main protagonist.
Oh, could you imagine if they Metal Gear 2'd us? Holy shit.
Yeah, you take control of Miles and you have to figure out what this Peter's doing.
Okay, you might be onto something because let's not forget, this is coming 2018 and presumably it's late 2018 and there is a Miles Morales animated movie, so... that would be...
Plus, why else would Miles even be in there?
Yeah.
Like, there has to be a reason for him to be there. Like. And if he's going to be playing a part in the story, then...
That would be so genius if everything they show us from the game in the future is all, like, that suit and we all think it's Peter, and then when the game comes out, it turns out they were just, like, staged. Oh, that would be so fucking good.
Plus, like... It gets away from every other Spider-Man game. It's like, yes, it's still Spider-Man technically, but it's not Peter Parker, so you're not retreading the same ground. The only thing I'll be excited for is Miles' own villains, if he had
the Prowler.
You could have the Prowler. You could have his version of the Scorpion and Taskmaster. That's the only like real legitimate ones you could put in there.
Just like,
But they also stated that the Kingpin and Mr. Negative are not going to be the only villains of the game.
I just hope they keep it small, villain-wise. Like, don't go...
That too, and the way I see this is definitely being planned as a series. Like, Sony's not letting this go. It's not going to be one and done. This is... And it's going to sell huge. Like, regardless, even if it's a complete piece of crap game, it's going to sell huge because it's Spider-Man. But now, having this giant marketing push, like... We've never seen a superhero game that get this much of a marketing push, like a year and a half before release. Like the Arkham, sure, they would have a presence, but it was never the spotlight and the biggest highlight of an entire conference. Like, you know, Sony is a dying brand, and they're literally hinging the Spider-Man license on everything they're doing, and I think this is honestly going to be the most successful thing they do outside the MCU. So
it's also interesting that it's an exclusive.
Yeah.
It's just like, obviously, why wouldn't it be like Marvel, Sony? Obviously, going to be exclusive, but has there ever been an exclusive superhero game?
Like I said,
I don't think there has.
I think only back when Nintendo was the original Nintendo was a thing. That was probably the only way.
Like I said before regarding this game, I'm 100% convinced that Sony got the video game exclusive rights to Spider-Man when they did that MCU deal because. They had to. Like, it's just the smartest idea you could do, you know? Like, it's...
I'd love to know what that deal actually is. Like who got what? Because Disney must have benefited
Mm-hmm.
more than Sony because they wouldn't
Now,
have done it otherwise. Like what? Who has what?
right, and here's my other theory. Do you guys think we'll see anti-Venom in this? Because of the whole Mr. Negative thing, I honestly think they could do that as a difference also tied into the Venom movie coming out. Being like, look, there's a symbiote, da-da-da-da, give us money. Like,
I could see it, but like as a after credits thing.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't really want like what Mitch said, you don't want so many villains in the game and them being irrelevant or just, you know, a boss to be there to beat.
Yeah, let's not be Carnage or Shocker
Yeah.
from TASM 2.
Well, the way I look at this game is when you look at that gameplay, it's clearly an open world game, but there are those on rail, Uncharted, Tomb Raider inspired set pieces. And what I like about that is I'm guessing this first part is probably in the first like 2 hours of the game. Like it still seems tutorial-y, if that makes sense, you know. And
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet like somewhere in there, there's going to be major cause and effect. Like when that crane has fell, after that mission, you're probably going to be swinging down the city, and for the next couple weeks, you're going to see all that being repaired and removed and stuff. So, like, I just can't wait to see that. It's going to feel finally like a living, breathing New York City, and the PS4 can probably pull that off. So,
yeah. Well, hopefully they get it better than Beanox, because when I played TASM 2, it was if I was just swinging through the city for like 2 to 3 minutes, and then people already hated me. I just saved.
That's
them.
because you're Spider-Man. Like you're a menace.
Like
All
I
the
just saved you
propaganda
5
going
minutes
around.
ago, and now you're throwing garbage.
that's
at me.
because they saw the movie and they were like, where the fuck is Rhino? Why isn't he chewing up all the scenery in this?
Now, do we know the frame rate of this?
Uh,
Is it 30 or is it 60? Because the web swinging, people said looks really slow.
I don't know if they do it, it'll probably be 1080p, 60. But they did confirm that it'll be 4K, so most likely 30.
Well, I'm going to play at whatever option gives me the smoothest frame rate, because I don't give a shit about graphical fidelity. I just want smooth frames. That's really all I ever want in my games. I mean, I'm really hyped. I can't wait to see more. It's still like a year, probably a little bit more away, which I'm okay with. Take your time and put out a good Spider-Man game, because, you know.
That's what I want to, but for the people who I've seen is saying, why isn't it out for, you know, Spider-Man Homecoming? I'm like, you really want a video game tie-in when we had a couple of those and they were either mediocre or just plain shit?
And being realistic, this game is going to offer you pre-order exclusives that feature the movie skin and other, you know, it's going to be like, oh, if you do this, order at this store, get the season pass, and you're going to be able to get the movie skins or something, and people are going to go nuts for that. So,
yeah, they're probably going to get the, you know, the costume packs like they have the other.
Yes. I'll take them all. Take my money, Sony. Next up, Black Panther trailer came out. It's the 10th most watched trailer of all time, so good job on that one. But not only that, I want to talk about how effing awesome that trailer was. Dude, holy shit. In my wildest mind, I was like, okay, I know it's going to be good, but how good can it be? And then my expectations were blown away, specifically with how much they have done, considering the movie is like 8 months out still. So, you know, looking great.
Yeah, it is. It's just, it made me happy that they made Black Panther into, like, they made him almost or completely a A-list character from what we've seen in this trailer. But what made me sad is that we have to wait 8 months for us to actually see it.
I just love how it looks like the comics. Like, yes, the other ones kind of resemble the comics, but this one's just, Ryan Coogler's just gone, I'm just going to take that and put that here, I'm going to take that and put that there. And, like, Boseman doesn't say a word in this trailer, I don't think.
No, he doesn't. Huh. Yeah, it's rather interesting, and I think what else works about the trailer is it's one of those trailers where they lay out, like, pretty much you know what the movie's about from this teaser trailer, but that's all you really need to know. And if they reveal any more, I'm okay with it, but it looks like it's largely going to be a standalone film. Like, yes, we know it's they've even said it. It's a direct lead into Infinity War, but whatever happens in the last 5 minutes, probably Winter Soldier getting de-thawed or whatever, doesn't matter because the rest of the movie looks like it's going to be a singular story about a king who's not being accepted because, well, he's not, and other people want the throne. And it looks completely different to any other comic book movie. And once again, I feel like, people are going to say the thing, oh, it's just a Marvel formula. It's like, yes, show me when Captain America was black in Africa. Just, please, come on.
Well, if you read Ultimates 2 and you go to Panther, he's technically Black Panther.
Yeah, and I'm like, you can also say is like, tell me a time when they showed Captain America having ascending to the throne issues where he's just one of many suitable candidates to be the king of Wakanda. And showing that he has to most likely accept that he's not just the king of a guarded off nation, that he has a duty for himself to protect the people outside as well as not just inside.
But speaking of it being guarded up, I thought that was so fucking clever how they were like, no, this is El Dorado. Yes. This is the City of Gold. Yeah. People thought it was over here. It's actually over here. It's like, that's just a genius way of wrapping like actual mythology or legends up.
And I also love that because it's misdirection. Like, it completely makes sense, which just gives me a little bit of hope that that's what they're going to do with Atlantis. Like that, but that's...
Yeah.
And when you look at Wakanda, the way they're explaining it, it just seems so fitting. And, even Claw says, that's a front. Like, that's the face they're putting on. But they're more technologically advanced than anybody else. And I can't wait to see, like, you get a hint of that architecture, but we know that's not done. Like, when we finally see the scene of that ship coming in, there's going to be, like, floating billboards and stuff. Like, it's going to look ridiculously cool. So...
Yeah. If it's not like full on Blade Runner.
I can't wait. It's that trailer, seriously, like it hit every single right note. The music, the actors, the tone, and even though the visual effects were not done, I mean, you could tell Black Panther has a new suit, and I love the new suit. It's way more comic book. Like,
I don't know if it's in is that going to be a new suit or is that going to be like his dad's suit? Because it looks very basic and like more.
It could be a previous Panther suit.
Yeah. Because there's no layers to it. It's just very flat. There's not a lot of the ornamental stuff on it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just like,
Yeah, it looks like a previous Panther suit before he upgrades it or makes a new one.
But at the same time, it does resemble the current run a little bit, which was a lot more advanced because it's more like the extremist Iron Man armor.
Yeah.
I mean, and also, can we just say how cool it is to finally have, like, this type of movie coming out where they can legitimately say, look, like, not everything looks the same. Because you could argue that the Captain America movie, the Iron Man movie, they're so earth-ground and earth-based. Like, you look at them, you're like, yeah, okay, those exist in the same world, right? But this is like Guardians and Doctor Strange, where the moment you see the trailer, you're like, yeah, that is different.
It's the opposite end of the Kirby spectrum. Like, it's very Jack Kirby-ish, but it's not really like his like Thor and all that sort of stuff. It's very
because for anybody, it's like Black Panther is just as much as the mystic side as it is the scientific side.
No, I was worried how that was going to work, but it looks like they pulled it off. Like, the old and the new is kind of like, how is that going to work on screen? It's kind of like, actually, no, it works. It's fine.
Yeah, because like we're gonna see some of the mystic side with the essence of Black Panther, because that's where he gets some of his powers.
Yeah, because they're doing the Panther gods, aren't they?
I think so.
I know they've talked about it before.
I think so, because hopefully they get to show off that how the five senses, but he can see the soul as well.
Yeah. Well, apparently, there's speculation that could you see him like his coronation, like where the ship takes off and like there's people standing on that cliffside, and there's speculation that inside those cliffs is the necropolis, where you can talk.
Oh, totally, that's gotta be it.
That'd be awesome.
So hopefully that's the case.
I mean, I don't see why not, and it's the best way to tie it in, being like, this is where you get the rite of passage, this is where you learn. I mean, that completely makes all the sense. So Yeah, Black Panther. I really can't wait to talk about this more. I hope they reveal more at San Diego Comic-Con, but I feel like they're saving Infinity War for that. So yeah.
Yeah, but just one more thing about like the whole costume design of it. Like, for some reason, Killmonger looks like a Nova,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's just like, is that done on purpose? Is there a reason behind this, or is it just a coincidence? Because that's very like,
Yeah, I noticed
Nova-esque.
that too. I was like, wait a second, that color palette and the design.
Mm.
I think Black Panther is going to be shown a little bit more with Thor Ragnarok at D23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I do know that Disney did put out a flyer for people who were a membership, and they showed that most of their Marvel stuff was going to be at D23 this year.
Sweet.
Now, just thinking, from between October and February, you are having Ragnarok and then Black Panther. Two completely
God,
different.
I can't wait. And then Infinity War right after that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can't wait for people to say they look the same.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. The Marvel. Fucking Marvel making all similar moves. They're all Iron Man. Fuck them. So now we are joined by Joe, who is also going to be joining us on discussing the Marvel TV crossovers and potential renewals that are happening. So since everything's more or less wrapped up, we're kind of going to cover everything that's coming down. So we know that this August we're getting the Defenders, and I really cannot wait for this.
Yeah, that's hype, man. I mean, I didn't even think that a show like Cloak-and-Dagger would get renewed this early, and Defenders is gonna come. Like, there's just so much Marvel TV to get hyped about, honestly.
Well, it's not only that, they're also starting production on the next season of Daredevil rather soon. Luke Cage and Jessica Jones next seasons are already shooting. Iron Fist seems like it's going to start production at the end of the year, when we're going to get The Punisher. So, like, Marvel TV on Netflix is just going to be killing it. But then also we have Inhumans coming. We got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The Runaways got picked up to full series, and they start shooting in a couple of weeks. Cloak-and-Dagger might have been renewed from what we know, because there's no way they spent 2.5 months shooting a pilot. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, I said that on Twitter, and someone was like, "You sure they're just filming the series?" And it's like, no, they said they're doing like 100-day shoot, and it's been over 100
Yeah,
days.
it's
since
7 days
February,
per episode on TV, usually. Sometimes it's usually less than that, like 5, because they like to give them a day off.
And it's what, 10 episodes long? It's only a mini,
so...
it's a short.
See, this is like something we've talked about before, about that having all these shows is going to give you that year-round kind of no gap.
That means there's no drought in watching TV.
Yeah, there's gonna be no gap, and that because usually when you're watching, like when Shield first came out, people were like, "Oh man, now I gotta wait till March or whatever." But then you had Agent Carter around, like, I don't remember, season 2 or 3, and then now with Runaways, Cloak-and-Dagger, and all these Netflix shows, there really is no gap. So it is that year-round entertainment. So you're always gonna have something to watch, and that's people kind of cracking the code. I don't think that's more of, oh, there's too much, like it's gonna ruin people's experience. I think that's cracking the code of, now people have something to watch year round and they won't get bored, they won't go watch something else.
I mean, if a show causes someone to actually binge watch the whole season and want more, then you're obviously doing something right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And
well, Cloak and Dagger is an interesting one, because if it has been secretly renewed, like a couple of places have been saying, is it kind of like hubris that they've done it this early? Because it's still like 7 months out from even seeing it.
I think at this point, if they're just that, I mean, is it hubris? There's shows that have done it. They're just that confident.
Yeah, but like
it's
7 months out. We've seen 2 minutes of the pilot.
Is it because it's not unknown, but it's not a property that people know, such as Daredevil and stuff like that? Do you think that's why you're calling it hubris in a way?
Well, no, because it's like, even if Daredevil was renewed when they just finished filming season 1, I would have said the same thing. Are they that confident, or are they that overconfident? Which way is it?
I like to think they're just regular confident.
Yeah. They must, but at the same time, it's kind of like, is it a bit too much that you're at least 8 to 9 months away from the first season having been fully shown?
I know you're saying this, but inside you're probably like, oh yes.
Oh
let
yeah,
me get more
I'm
Cloak-and-Dagger.
crying. I'm crying.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
kind of like,
you make a good point though. It's hard to tell at the moment because we've only seen trailers, but I would hopes that they're just regular confident, or else.
I just find it hilarious that they like people have been like, oh, this looks shit, and it's like, well, it's got a second season. It can't be that bad.
Yeah, I mean, it is Marvel. I think they're very confident with what they currently have. If they weren't, I don't think they would do it, because they produced the pilot to Most Wanted, and they said not good enough, shelve it. So clearly there's something here that's different that we don't know yet. And I mean, Marvel has all the confidence in the world, and rightfully so. They've only had one failure with Iron Fist, and even that is the most binge-watched show they've ever had on Netflix. So what does that tell you? Like, it's a failure, sure.
That just confuses me.
I don't know.
Well, it's because people wanted to see what was wrong with it, and of course, you watch what was wrong with it. People. Everyone went, well, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
That's true. Because when I first read that it was the most binge show, I was like, that just confuses me. There's so better shows, and it's kind of like that Transformers effect. I'm not saying Iron Fist is as bad as Transformers or something along those lines, but it's just there are so many other shows. I'm like, dude, why are you watching it? You should be watching these other shows. But I get it. I get it. Like, they want to know how bad it is.
But I'm honestly surprised that Runaways didn't get picked up for a second season. Because that was supposed to be the same as Cloak-and-Dagger, but the writer's strike nearly killed it.
Well, to be fair, it is on Hulu, and Hulu isn't kind of partly owned by...
But before, it was supposed to just be a full season, but because of the potential writer's strike, they could only do the pilot and then film the pilot. They couldn't get the rest of it out. So it's kind of like, is there going to be...
I'm going to assume they're going to renew it. They're just going to wait it out, and I'm just kind of assuming that they're going to announce Runaways and Inhumans both get picked up for second season around the same time. So probably by the time Inhumans is wrapped up production and, like in December after it's done airing.
Oh, it's wrapped up.
After it's done airing, I meant. I assume they come out and go, the success of this show and Runaways doing so good on Hulu, we're going to renew both. Like, get interested, get hyped.
So can we talk about how for 3 weeks the leaked, a longer leaked trailer of Inhumans has been sitting on Vimeo and no one posted it until this week? It's what the fuck?
No one goes on Vimeo.
I had that shit uploaded to the CBC Facebook page for 2 weeks, and I just took it down. I was like, I feel like taking this down just in case Marvel gets pissed. So, like, no one talked about it. Now everybody's all like, oh, Inhuman hype. I'm like, what? What the hell you guys been?
Yeah, it's kind of like we saw this 3 weeks ago. What's going on?
No one uses Vimeo.
Now,
so that's my thing.
Yeah, but that guy on Twitter, that Twitter account that was leaking everything, it's not even the one they were leaking. It's a completely a longer with audio. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, how has this been sitting here?
I getcha.
It's weird. So Marvel's TV future looking bright. I can't say anything else, but I'm excited. I mean, it's literally getting to the point where there's so many shows. I'm actually starting to pick and choose what I can watch, because I'm interested in it so much.
Well, they got you by the short and curlies, really, didn't they? Because you've got all the TV series, and you've got all the movies, and you've got another TV series, and you've got another 2 movies. Well, it's just like, I need to sleep.
Okay, so let's talk about the photo shoot that happened that kind of made people freak out. Photo shoot that happens to unite the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., or 2 of them at least, and Jeff Loeb, of course the man in charge of everything TV, with the Defenders. Now, this automatically started, is there going to be a crossover? And logistically, if a crossover is to happen in the MCU with any of these characters, it would be the TV division before the TVs and movies. So,
So I think those 2 in Defenders would make sense. But at the same time, is it just a case of look at all my little babies? This is what I know.
Yeah, I think I feel it's that. It's a nice little photo shoot for him. But if it is a crossover, that's cool, because it's, what is it, Will Sky and I don't remember.
It's Daisy and Coulson.
Okay, I thought it was Coulson, but I thought I was gonna get it wrong. But that'd be nice if it actually does crossover. I've been one that's been saying, yeah, why not crossover? They are in the same universe. Why not?
So the way it's looking, because I did the quick kick, just to write it down in my notes and stuff, is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming back in its typical 3rd week in January, because that's when it's going to come out, because they never air the first 2 weeks on ABC typically because of, their logistics and stuff. So the 100th episode is landing the week of Infinity War because they said they're not taking any more breaks. Do you think that they could do the whole, like, let's celebrate, like, 2-hour movie and maybe involve some of the Defenders in there, like, teaming up on the streets of New York, kind of, you know, the defensive line, you could say, the TV budget Avengers all uniting?
It's hard to tell.
I mean, if you listen to Chris Evans, he says it wraps everything up. So is that everything as in the literal sense, or is that just for the movie?
It's...
Yeah.
I know. I think it's a bit of an undertaking to do it, but
See, it's hard to tell at the moment, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. It could happen. It couldn't happen.
I legit...
if they can get a legit reason for it,
Like,
do it. If it's just like contrived,
That's what I'm saying, and I just look at it from the standpoint of Marvel. Literally a decade ago, when they announced Iron Man at San Diego Comic-Con, I remember running to my friend's house to show him the trailer, and him and his roommates all laughed at me saying, Iron Man, that shit is gonna bomb. And then same thing when they announced the TV series. There's no better way to celebrate Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. than a 100th episode tie-in to Infinity War. And make no mistake, if Earth is under attack by invading aliens, they have to legitimately deal with that issue, right? So...
well, that's why they're in space. Like that has to be either an Alpha Flight situation or a sword. It's got to be one of the two. They're the only two space like floating things around Earth in Marvel. So why else? I'd love it if it's kind of like, well, why else are they up there? Like, let's just have them in the movie, and we did it this way. But I don't know.
Yep, there's a lot of stuff that's happening. I hope that they can work out a TV crossover. Like, I would just love it if Coulson's like, look, guys, you know, Agent Hill contacted us. Avengers are in space. It just so happens that there's some sort of infiltration force that we have to fight. Who else we got if everybody's in space? Well, fuck it. We got Ghost Rider and the Defenders. Who? And then just give us that crossover. Like, I think it could work. It's just a matter of nailing that down. So it's... I'm real excited. Even if they don't do it, I won't be pissed. But, you know, it's... I have hopes.
There'll be a nice little wink to everything if they can actually pull it off. And it's like, it's taken us 10 years. People said, how are you going to do Thor? Like, well, fuck you. We just like...
Right. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes when the time comes. So the next piece of news coming right now, because Tristan posted it in the damn thing, so now we got to talk about it. Thanks for ruining a perfect show that we weren't going to talk about it.
What? You like Fox?
Oh, I saw this idea. Yeah, fuck this.
Don't you like
shit.
Fox?
So the three main characters that started with First Class, of course, McAvoy, Fassbender, and Planky Miss Plank, are all coming back for Dark Phoenix.
Yeah,
But why is
seen
Jennifer
Apocalypse.
Lawrence coming back? She doesn't need to be there.
Because her Razor phone can't phone in any fucking harder. That's why.
Her Razor phone.
Razor. Yeah.
Yo, dude, she is so bad as Mystique. But, like, is she even gonna be blue at this point? Like, legitimately? Like,
Well, she wasn't blue in the last movie, so
I noticed that she less blue, but
it's
I don't know
less
how it
blue,
is.
and it's not even like practical anymore. It's just full on
Wait.
CG.
Like, here's my whole thing. I was excited by Dark Phoenix by the fact that I thought they were going to leave everybody behind, finally not focus on Magneto or Mystique, and now that they're back and they're probably getting top billing, guess who the movie's going to focus on, guys?
them.
Or do you want me to kill the movie for you even more?
no!
Right? It's being directed by Kinberg, and it's a 3-month shoot.
Holy shit! Oh, God!
That's a lot of CG.
That is fucking awful. Dude, this is going to be the greatest train wreck of next year. I'm fucking getting semi-hyped for this. I don't know anymore.
It's Kinberg's first directing gig. It's just like, really? You fucked this up big time.
I guess they also confirmed that it's November 2nd of next year.
Oh, God. And apparently Angelina Jolie or Jessica Chastain is going to be the villain, but...
So, Jocasta?
No, it's one of the Shi'ar people. I can't. It's like Leandra or something.
Yo, remember what I told you? They're gonna be the She-Are people. I'm telling you right now, they're all gonna be female robots.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm telling you, this is Fox at their greatest genius ever. But at least we got Deadpool next year, so.
I mean, if they could just be bird people,
I'd be fine with that.
But they're not gonna be. They'll be all purple with mohawks. Because apparently Gladiators one.
Damn.
Oh.
So, retelling the Dark Phoenix, the three main characters that the entire franchise is hinging on, which means the young X-Men are going to take a backseat once again, and the Phoenix is going to be Phoenixier than the last time.
I mean, at least it's going to be connected to the Shi'ar in some way.
Yeah.
Even if they're not probably going to be the real Shi'ar.
From this, I get the feeling that it's going to be those three taking a field trip into space with the young X-Men.
Probably. But...
And it's also set in the 90s, so...
I'll prepare for a 90s soundtrack. Because got to be in
what's that, that Britney Spears song with the red Sue and the astronaut guy? I'm fully expecting that to be playing somewhere while they're in space.
Oh, well, the production was called Teen Spirit, so I'm fully expecting that. There's no Nirvana in that.
Can they just have CG in sync on there and say that they're like multiple man or something, looking different or some shit? Can I just get that at least?
Or, are they going to have like some Spice Girl song on the track too?
Oh, that's...
Tupac was a mutant, that's why he was put down. Dude, I'm excited by it.
He's a shapeshifter.
He was a shapeshifter. He's still putting out CDs.
See, now
Dude,
that
I think we're writing a fucking better, more entertaining movie than they are. Shit.
It's not.
Well, sip some glue, drink some wine, and you're all good. It's,
At least New Mutants is the thing. That's got a full.
Yeah, it does. Although it has Professor X, but it's not McAvoy. Is that what it is, or am I confusing that with something else?
No, it's gonna be McAvoy. But it makes me laugh because they cast DaCosta, and people are like, he's not Brazilian enough. It's like, really? Like they got a Brazilian actor. That's fine.
Yeah.
No, there's no need to be like, he's not black enough. Like,
yeah, that's true. Well, Deadpool, that's happening. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's get off this depressing X-Men talk, man.
Segue.
So, rated R MCU movie. Now it's not out of the question, huh?
Never gonna happen.
Right.
It's a non-answer. Saying yes, we could do it isn't saying like it. He said that because if they ever did make one, he's not lying. But if they say no and they did make one, then it's kind of like, hey, you said this. So it's kind of like it's covering his tracks. Like, yes, we could. We probably.
So here's the way I look at this. Disney has put out a ton of rated R movies. People just don't know because it's under their Touchstone Pictures and what is it, like Hollywood?
Miramax,
yeah, it's like those production companies. That's all Disney. They're legitimately 100% Disney movies, but there is a law in the United States that a certain studio can only put out a certain amount of movies. So they build sub-studios to be able to get around that. Honestly, I could see them producing a rated R, like hypothetically, let's say they're going to make a Blade movie. I could see that being rated R and still Disney, but it's not going to be like, marketed as a big tentpole Disney movie. Like that's the only way I see it happening, but there's no way there's a Disney MCU full marketed like Guardian style film that's fucking rated R.
Yeah. Like, I don't think you're ever going to get like a Blade or a Ghost Rider movie. I think that the R-rated stuff is purely going to be on Netflix. And it's probably for the best because you don't need... Like, why spend 50 million on a film when you can spend 50 million on like a gritty R-rated TV show? Like, it's kind of a no-brainer. Like, instead of 2 hours, you got 13.
Totally, and I mean, the landscape has changed. Before, you had to produce a Punisher movie, but now it's way better to produce a TV series because more people are going to watch it. It's going to get way better, and those characters are way better served for it, and they're also lower budget. So, like, when you look at the Judge Dredd movie, which cost like $3 million to produce or something, it was really cheap. And then you look at the TV series they're pitching, they're probably going to get a $10 million budget for 12 episodes, and they'll be able to produce something that looks better and runs longer and stays, like in that universe. So the landscape has changed so much. I honestly don't think they ever need to produce anything that's rated R. But
I mean, I wouldn't be against them ever making an R-rated movie, but it's just I just don't see it happening. They don't have a reason.
I want them to produce Old Man America and just produce Chris Evans all fucking old and shit.
Like, if they ever reboot, you could do like racist Cap.
That would be amazing.
Just have Ultimate's Cap. It has to be R-rated.
They're just doing this because in a decade they're going to do Secret Empire and Chris Evans is going to return as old racist Cap.
Oh.
Dude, I would love the shit out of that. Well, I mean, if they were to hypothetically do something rated R, what do you think they do realistically?
I don't know.
Yeah, like I can't think of anything. Like there's nothing I can think of.
Like I could think of people, but it's just like no, they work better on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah, you can't.
If I really had to give an answer, I would say do like an R-rated Annihilation movie. But
and that's
like make it a proper like, cringy war. But I don't know. That's a stretch.
That's really all you can do, because on the other spectrum, it's like none of this needs to be rated R. Like Deadpool, yeah, because that's the nature of his character, and Old Man Logan technically did, but
it's like what makes a movie R-rated? No, it's just like swearing.
You can say the word fuck more than once.
Yeah,
Armin makes the point of something I've always thought, like, do I need any of these movies really to be rated R? Like, not really. I don't need it.
I think Deadpool and Logan needed to be.
Well, I'm talking about MCU at least.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, those sort of types of characters, like, they needed to be that.
I don't think really any MCU movie, though, would need to be rated R.
But I don't need Spider-Man going around and, like, shouting fucking shooting. You just don't.
And even then, technically, the Netflix series is kind of rated R,
actually,
right?
If it's a Ben Reilly movie, you could do that with Spider-Man. But...
Yeah, because Ben Reilly's was doing that recently.
Yeah. Or like a Kane movie, you could possibly do it.
Like, the only thing that the rated R rating gives you is, because PG-13 and all that, you're allowed to give one swear word, like fuck or shit or something like that. Because they use that in, Age of Ultron, right at the beginning. They used their one word.
I was like, it's got to be more than one shit, because like Guardians 2 said shit a lot.
Yeah, so
I think it's like is anywhere between like 5.
Yeah, they might have upped that recently. I remember hearing something about that because it's so adult. Yeah. So, and the only real advantage it gives you is like you can go gruesome, bloody, but it's like I don't even need that per se. Like it's just it's kind of pointless.
Yeah, because gore always works better on a lower budget. So why give it like a movie budget? Just doing like a cringy low budget TV series. So.
And I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has shown that you don't have to be rated R to show disturbing as hell things. So, it's like you could show a dude's brain being operated on and bleeding all over a table, and it's like, oh, that's at 9 p.m. on a fucking Tuesday. So the rated R thing is, I think, just honestly, I think it's become like almost a gimmick style thing because.
Oh, it's definitely gimmick, like the Venom movie, that's purely a gimmick.
Oh god, yeah. Well, that's fucking Venom. Everything Venom is a gimmick.
Yeah, that's true.
Blood. Hey, speaking of Venom, that was a good segue from the last topic, guys.
I didn't mean to do that.
You walked right into that one. So, Kevin Feige officially said it. There's been a lot of speculation. People being like, well, they never confirmed Venom's not in the MCU. He just comes out and says, Venom's not in the MCU. Sony's doing what the hell they're doing with it.
Yeah, it's a power play by Sony.
Yeah.
They're trying to... I'm fully expecting this movie to start production but never come out. It's kind of like we filmed it. It's like we've not actually got any plans to release it. But...
Yeah, you think it's just like we're gonna film Venom, and then they're trying to like push more like we're gonna film it.
I imagine is it Amy Pascal who's Sony?
Yeah.
Yeah, like her to go, oh shit, I've actually just read the contract. They benefit more. Let's try and blackmail them.
I could legitimately see that being a thing where they're like, hey, Kevin, look at this. We're going to do Venom and Black Cat. People love Venom. Don't you want to give us money for Venom? And he's just like, oh, stop with this cock tease. Like,
Like Bendis, make another scene.
Yeah, right.
We need something we can...
But here's the thing. Remember, Sony has a tendency to announce stuff because this right now, if everything went according to Sony's plan, this podcast right here would be the Amazing Spider-Man 3 spoiler cast.
Yeah,
and also the Fantastic Four 2 spoiler cast. So things don't go according to plan. Venom, I think it has to be some sort of power play. If this movie happens in the next... Look, the movie's out in like, what? 14 months? 15 months? That's...
around that, if not
That's
slightly
ridiculous.
But like, because they came out and said, yeah, Venom's going to spin off into a larger, like, spiderless universe. But then it's like, all right, so it's going to connect to Black and Silver, whatever the fuck it's called, that stupid film. But it's kind of like, actually, no, that movie's going to spin off into an all-female universe. It's kind of, well, what's Venom connected to that? They have no idea what they're trying to do. It's clearly about.
And I've made a video about this. I don't know, it'll probably be up before this podcast or not. But I got in touch with the people that gave me all the details on the Sinister Six script that I had that was confirmed as legitimate by a bunch of people. Sinister Six is still happening, and guess what?
Aww.
It's standalone. It's not connected to Venom or Silver and Black or the MCU. So what the fuck is happening? Literally, what is happening?
None of these movies are going to physically come out. I'll guarantee. If Venom comes out, I'll be fucking shocked.
I'm with Mitch. I feel like most of these movies are just not gonna, come out. I don't know. There's something about it. It's like it doesn't feel like. I'm sure they know what they're doing, but it doesn't feel like
they don't. They really have no idea.
Well, it just doesn't feel like these are gonna. I don't know the right.
They don't sound and feel like real films.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something what I was going for. I just didn't know the right term.
They feel like a marketing placeholder. That's what they feel like. Like it's it's those movies. Like it's their Uncharted. They've been putting Uncharted out there on their film slate for next year since 2009. Guess what? It's still not out. It's not going to be out by. Actually, it's probably never going to fucking happen. I'll be real with you. So.
Yeah, it was supposed to be out.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah, it was supposed to be out this year, but nope.
Yeah, but now they got Tom Holland on it. So.
Is it Sony doing the Tomb Raider movie?
Yep,
Who's got
it's
the rights
Sony.
to that one?
Well, no, wait. I think that's Warner Brothers, right?
Nah, I thought it was. I don't think it's Warner Brothers. I don't think so. I don't know. Google. It's time to go to Google.
Time to Google this shit.
I thought that was Sony for some reason. I could be wrong.
I know. Let's check. No, never mind. The Google doesn't have it. Oh, wait, let's just see who's making
it's not like Universal and the fucking...
That's true. I don't know,
Oh, it is Warner Brothers. Never mind.
Oh, is it? Oh,
it's MGM, Warner Brothers, and something Disney. They're making a new one. So I'm assuming they're co-producing with MGM. So MGM probably has it.
It's got Alicia Vikander in it.
Yeah.
I know. I'm gonna remain somewhat optimistic about Venom, but it's
got a good actor and a good director, but I don't know. I just can't see it.
Yeah, but that's literally it. So we'll talk more about Venom in the next couple of weeks. I'm assuming San Diego Comic-Con will get a teaser or poster or something, anything to see if it's real.
Prepare for Photoshop.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the most glorious looking head attachment. Oh, I can't fucking wait.
It's just literally going to be Hardy's face on the Topher Grace Venom, and that's it.
On that skinny little body, that'll be amazing.
Oh no, they do the little like bubble Photoshop thing. It's just like let's just make you muscly, and that's it.
So from one Spidey topic to another, let's talk about the Spider-Man trilogy, which was confirmed by Tom Holland. Yep.
I mean, it was always going to be a trilogy.
Yeah.
That's good for Tom Holland. Yeah, he's gonna be having a job for a long time.
I'll be surprised if it's anything less, or if it's only going to be a trilogy.
Well, he has 3 movies: Civil War, Homecoming, and the sequel to Homecoming, and then there's also the Avengers cameos. So he has quite a few movies under his contract, and they're probably going to give him, the 3rd movie and 2 more Avengers appearances. So he'll probably be in the new Avengers movies, or whatever the hell that ends up being called, which why not? I mean, it seems like he's going to be the best
I mean,
one.
he's going to be in like the MC. He's going to be in the MCU until he's like.
Oh yeah,
60.
totally.
You get like old man Parker. Like he's never going back to Sony properly.
Oh.
I mean, that's good though.
Yeah. I mean, it's good that he's getting a trilogy at least. But
Yeah.
no, it's I don't understand how it was ever news. It's kind of like, well, no, duh. If he's got 6 movies, then 3 for his own, then 2 Avengers and Civil War. No.
Yeah, I mean, it's Spider-Man. Every time Kevin talks about him, he's like, "Oh man, that's our golden boy. That's Spidey. We're so glad about it." There is no way they let that character go unless Sony comes in. They're like, "Well, we want 30% of the shares of every movie he's in." Then Marvel's just gonna start laughing at them and kick them to the curb. But
So, only 30.
yeah,
Okay. We thought you asked
only
for
30 of unlimited profit. Okay, yeah. Well, where do you guys think they take the sequels? Because they've said multiple times it's like we're gonna stick to high school. It's gonna be high school. Honestly, I don't. I think maybe the second one is the senior year, and then the third one he graduates and starts college. But I don't see all 3 happening in college. Like that's way too much time to.
Yeah.
Because
then that's also the Raimi problem where you didn't have any time with. Well, yeah, you didn't have any time with them in high school, and if you keep technically, I guess, what is it? TASM 2 was the end of senior year as they graduate, but which was a nice scene when he goes in there and what was it, Stanley? Like he's changing in the Stanley. He's like, "Hey, I think I know that guy." See, that's a nice little thing, but
there's going to be a timeline problem if it's a year by year, and this one takes place 2017. So by the time Amazing Spider-Man or Spider-Man 3 is coming out, you're telling me that it's 2023 by Marvel time, but that movie's coming out,
It just won't be modern day in terms of when everything else is happening, because if you are going year by year,
that'll just be a little weird.
Because
I think they just said it in the year it comes out in.
That'd be so weird, though. It's like, what? Is Peter Parker the dumbest student in history? Like, is he literally Andrew Garfield? He can't figure out how rubber works?
Well, no, because then, if Homecoming is this year, then the next one's going to be, 2019? Yeah. So that's 2 years.
So freshman to, what junior?
Junior.
And then first year college? That could make sense, yeah.
Huh. Yeah. You need progression. We're going to see him in fucking everything anyway. So it's not like you're really going to be skipping over.
I'm literally expecting Spider-Man to start showing up fucking everywhere. Like, it's like, look at Spidey!
Like, he just lands on, Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum. It's like, I exist.
I'm still around, y'all! Okay, Spidey, thanks.
He's bringing pizzas to everyone.
Yeah. Mr. Aziz got him on the clock.
Look at me, I'm Iron Man now. And that's it.
Is that going to be the meme from that one boat with Tom? What's his name?
I hope.
I'm the Tony now. I mean, I don't even know what villains they could possibly use, because it seems like all those other stupid spin-offs are going to just use up everybody. So.
Well, you could do Scorpion. You could do. I hope they do Kraven. I think Kraven will be a perfect third villain. Scorpion could work for a second one.
I want Mysterio.
Yes.
I still want him.
I want Mysterio. Yeah. You could do quite an interesting with Scorpion and Mysterio.
That'd be.
It's kind of like, look, you're just seeing a giant suit. He's actually a weird guy.
That'd be so awesome. I would have loved the hell out of that. So, yeah, Spidey. We'll talk more about that down the road. Our final topic of discussion this week, Phase 4, very cosmic by the sounds of it. Recently, James Gunn hinting at Quasar possibly appearing. That's pretty big.
I think just you don't go, oh, look at this wood paneling. It just so happens to have Quasar.
And he recently just said, he's completed the first treatment for the movie, so.
Yeah. And he said he's considering, quote, breaking.
The hell does that mean?
As well. Well, he did explain it. You remember the prison line I've seen in the first Guardian? Had a load of text about who they are and who they're affiliated with and all that. It refers to that. He's saying he's tempted to break something to do with that. Now, if it is going to be Quasar, obviously you're going to need Moondragon in there. Now, Moondragon's connected to Drax. And I'm pretty certain that thing said his family's dead. So does he consider that breaking canon?
Well, that would be kind of cool if she's been alive. Yeah, honestly, that'd be a great story arc to bring, Drax on and kind of have him. Yeah, I could see that. That'd be great.
But that's just like one like little quick theory of stuff.
True, but then also we gotta account for that the fact that Adam Warlock is going to be in the third movie, and like, Aisha's still going to be there. So there's a lot of stuff to put in the third movie, and I'm just hoping they don't repeat the second movie where there's a little bit too much, just a little too much. It's,
I don't think if it's going to be a setup movie, I don't think they can.
True.
It's going to be stuff. That's what I can.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really excited by a cosmic future because I think a lot of these characters could potentially carry their own solo movie or a solo outing. I think Nova is definitely one that can, and
I think you could quite easily get away with like a Moondragon and Quasar movie.
Damn.
Like there's this kick of like, oh, we have to be the first, not even the first for Wonder Woman, but like Black Panther's going to be the first like black superhero movie, like Captain Marvel. Why not go for the first like LGBTQ movie that has 2 female leads?
True, and they did also say that there might already be and there will be characters like that in the MCU in the not too distant future. So it's a perfect opportunity. It really is. Just.
You've already got them right there. Like, do them in. You've got the perfect gateway with Guardian, if they were on the Guardian. Just do that.
Honestly, it's like the further we go into these phases in the future and the cosmic side, you kind of can't like backpedal and reduce that. Like the cosmic side is just getting bigger and bigger, and anything you add that layers it on, like what was that planet? Centraxia, I think. Like. That's another layer. It's like, oh, robot prostitution. Okay, that exists. Like, that's just another layer onto the universe that you can't now take back. So, it just...
Fun fact, that's an actual planet.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like, it's so cool. And
just that way.
I think there's a lot to the cosmic side that they can do. And who's to say that they're not just going to tell you a cool story that happens on some alien planet that's just... They don't even have to leave it. It's like, oh, this is one planet in the MCU, and here's these characters, and they're fighting for their world. Okay.
Plus, like if he does say like Nova, Adam Warlock, and Moondragon and Quasar, that's you've opened up the Nova Force, you've opened up Adam Warlock stuff, and you've opened up the quantum bands with Quasar. So you've got like this crazy cosmic stuff just sitting there. And it's like if you just do that right, you're fine.
That's true. And there's a lot to the cosmic side that I think they can explore. And from what it sounds like, they're delving way more into the whole quantum side of things, like it's because the quantum realm seems to be taking a huge step forward and everything, which I'm honestly 100% okay with because
I just want to know how that's going to work in Captain Marvel. Like what exactly is, because apparently that's called Warbird for the production time. And it's like, is that a reference to her being called Warbird, or is that a reference to the Shi'ar Warbird?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because if they can use the Shi'ar as well, then that's like, let's just get away from the Kree a little bit and expand it.
They'll use the real Shi'ar, not the Shi'ar.
Yeah. It's an actual bird penguin, not like.
Can you imagine how cool they would look if that was the actual thing to happen? I mean, and from what we heard from those things that were shown off, it's Captain Marvel's going to fight some sort of giant Kree creature thing. I don't even know. So
the Kree.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's what it probably is, yeah.
Pretty cool. I'm really excited. Like, the whole Cosmic Gates opening and Doctor Strange with the mystical side and everything. There's a lot of stuff to hang on and go into the future. And I really won't be surprised if at some point we see, like, the cosmic suit Spidey. Even though it's not the same suit, it'll just be like...
Oh, what? That stupid Captain Universe.
Yep.
I hope that.
No, just do fucking Monica Rambeau with that.
No, man, when Peter wields the Infinity Gauntlet, he's going to have that suit. I'm telling you right now. It's going to look so weird. Oh, man.
Just this fucking stupid little spider patch on his mouth.
And then what's going to happen is the post-credits to the 4th Avengers movie is going to be Galactus and Surfer. It's going to be great.
I mean, it's going to happen. They'll be in there somewhere. You can't do Phase 4 without
Yeah.
They're just gonna stall it out. It's like if we just keep making movies and no Avengers
So,
movies. And it's
the
like,
theory I had, because I was looking more into it, so we know Constantine Films owns Fantastic Four, but the production is done by, Fox. That's the ones who pay every time to produce it. Hypothetically, couldn't Marvel just step in and do a Universal deal? Because Universal owns the Hulk, but Marvel just stepped in and said, fuck it, here you go, let us use this character and we'll produce everything. So that could be a way around to also just, F Fox and step in and outbid them for Fantastic Four. I mean, it's possible. Well, it's fucking Hollywood. Everything is over there.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, it's Hollywood, man. Anything is possible when money talks, so...
Who'd have thought we get Spider-Man?
Right.
I mean, I say
a lot of
Marvel.
people towards the end, actually.
No, but like,
So we got it.
I don't know, 2012.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, 2012, yeah.
Something like that. Who'd have thought he'd be in the MCU?
That's true.
Which is what people want.
So yeah, Marvel, going galactic. Oh, wait, that's the Power Ranger quote. Lost Galaxy.
Is it?
That
yeah.
Yep.
Remember, it was a Power Ranger quote. I was like, did they say that?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
even
they
know.
did. In one iteration, they did.
Now we're at the end of the podcast. That was pretty good. Holy shit. Shot this a day late though.
I don't even know
but
how long y'all
damn,
went for.
We're over an hour. Yeah.
Wow.
I am tired.
At least you're not like close to 2 hours, how sometimes me and Mick
yeah.
do it. That's like, oh.
There's so much to talk about.
No, but you just get lost, and then
Yeah.
people like notice that you just talk, and then you get lost, like in general, and you're like, oh yeah, it's like an hour and 30. We were supposed to like probably end around 20 minutes
But
ago.
you guys also talk about comics, and that shit takes a turn every single issue. So it's like, oh man.
Yeah.
No, but like in any like even here, remember? So there's not a lot of.
See, if Joe did
episodes.
the intro for Off the Page properly, it'd be like an hour and a half.
He says properly, but it's like what is it? Because I say our names and then I say our Twitter handles, and he's like, no, you got to say just either the names or the Twitter handles, and cause somehow it takes 5 seconds. It's our little running joke. But since we're at the end, I'm assuming everybody saw all the E3 showcases, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, make sure. I don't know.
Nobody won. They're all meh.
Apparently, I shouldn't get a PS4 Slim, is what Mitch said.
No, you shouldn't.
I shouldn't get a Slim, even though
you
it's
can
too-
get a Pro, but the games to take advantage of it are only really the exclusives, and everything else is like phoned in.
Yeah, but like everything just generally runs.
It's true,
better
yeah.
on Pro.
faster.
And that boost mode is
Okay.
kind of working good, so yeah, it's
Yeah.
Is that
Except
like
from
just runs
yeah.
faster, like to load up?
except from lazy eye from software, because they don't want to do the boost mode for Bloodborne.
Oh,
Will do. Gonna get that PS4.
Well, they're not making a Bloodborne sequel, so they're not going to do anything, are they?
probably not.
No. Oh.
There's a couple games that I know I want to play before all the games that come out later this year. Where is it? Was it? I don't know if anybody's played
Oh
Neo.
yeah.
Is that like Bloodborne /
That's
Dark
exactly
Souls?
what it is. It kicked my fucking ass. Dude, it's so hard.
I like those type of games, but I bet it's hard. Like Bloodborne, I hear is hard, and Dark Souls.
I
is not that
love the
hard.
fuck out of
To be honest.
Bloodborne. Like that, I was so pissed they didn't announce Bloodborne 2. Like that's legit what I was waiting for, and it's like nope.
Yeah, it was like Bloodborne's like an amazing game, one I love that I actually beat, but I was raging so hard throughout
Oh
the
yeah,
whole campaign.
good god, that game made me rage to fuck. Oh,
And you'll only ever have that one game.
don't make a sequel. You'll see. You'll see.
Soon though, I'm gonna get a PS4 and then I'll play all these. I don't even need PS like Plus or whatever. I just want because I never got to really play Until Dawn.
Oh, I love that
gotta
game.
play like on a
what's
friend's
it,
PS4, but I
well,
never
yeah,
got to play
they-
the whole game.
Sony did have an hour before, and they did announce that they have a sequel kind of.
Yeah,
but
it's like a
Hidden Agenda.
crime. It's like
Yeah,
a
it's
crime
a-
drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Hidden
Yup.
Agenda.
It's one of those things where they're using the like Android and mobile devices.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
because
don't know if I like that because that just seems.
Yeah, just make
really
a fucking
Nintendo.
game for the sake of making a game.
Yeah.
They did. They just added that because they saw what people were doing on their streams, where they had their stream, the people viewing asking them what should they choose, and that's
And
why
that's-
did that.
That's a good idea because of that. Like that's a good like innovation type idea, but at the same time, I don't know if it's gonna go over well. We'll see. I
No,
guess.
because it's kind of like people have already done it for the game and it works naturally. You're now trying to force it. Is it going to
Oh,
work?
that's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
No.
All I know is there's that game. I haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn yet.
Ugh.
Yeah, there's a bunch of these. Yeah, like
the DLC story. This one.
Tony, like
No, it's an expansion. It's not DLC.
before I had a PS4 when it came out, but then I was like, so I went back to Xbox, and then now I kind of like there's so much that I want to play. Like Detroit Becomes
God,
Human.
that
Like,
looks so good.
damn, that looks amazing.
But Monster Hunter though, it's actually going to be on a good screen, not a fucking 3-inch. No.
I
good
really
fun.
like Monster Hunter too.
And then like, was it Armin finally got his Assassin's Creed?
Dude, I've been waiting for that shit ever since the first game. That's like literally.
It's going to be garbage.
Listen, it's Egypt, and I know
No.
because all the Assassin's Creed games are, but I'm gonna play it.
It's Ubisoft.
Same.
Game
I
crap.
like Assassin's Creed. I mean, Spider-Man, Assassin's
But
Creed.
it's from the guys who did Black Flag, though.
Yeah, but they got that.
Yeah, but like the only good thing about Black Flag was the pirate stuff, and there's a game of that. So
I feel like the only thing I'm gonna get for Xbox next is Call of Duty because that's the only game that probably my friends are gonna get. And I'm like, bro, let's play.
Okay.
Other than
Call
that,
of
it's
Duty's the McDonald's of
It
video
is.
games.
It
probably is. I stopped buying a while ago, a long time ago, but then it's like everybody's like excited for this new one.
Oh, yeah, and
That seems alright.
I think it was it Xbox? Well, fanboys were getting really pissed because it was confirmed that Destiny 2 is going to be locked at 30 frames across the board.
Oh.
Unless you're
Oh
on-
yeah, because then you can't use it. Like Pro and the X won't be able to use that 60. Yeah.
They because the OG Xbox and PS4 can't do 60 frames, so they just locked it. Unless you're on PC, you're going to be locked at 30 frames.
Whoa.
See, that's just dumb. It's like you got the Xbox X or the Zox, and
What's
the
the Zox?
or it's the Xbox One X.
Oh, I just
It
call it
sucks.
Xbox because it's like XBOX.
No, it's Zox. It sucks now.
Oh, well, because
Right.
you know how people call it the X, like Xbox One X Bone. I just X.
Well, yeah.
I
So
don't
you got Xbox One. So
Oh,
you got
yeah,
X One X. So it's
I guess I
Zox.
got.
No.
I guess I got used to saying just Xbox because people use the B instead of just the X. So I don't know, but yeah, what were you saying?
Well, like where you got that one, you got the Pro. It's like you can do 60 frames. Just like
I think.
fuck the stupid other ones. Just
I hope Anthem is like real.
Oh, yeah.
I hope it's not just like. I hope that's so
and
real.
I think people are hyping up Anthem a little bit because it's clear that the
Yeah.
flying stuff is very.
Oh,
automated.
yeah. Oh God, yeah.
It's just like
Yeah,
it's fun.
I didn't expect you to be able to fly anywhere. I was like,
Yeah.
it's probably on.
Oh,
rails.
for real? Like I feel
Well,
like that
look, all you got to do is watch the thing. 'Cause there's no deviation from a set path.
is true.
He just flies down straight, and then he's in like the only time they move is when it opens up in the clearing. So it's clearly just automated there.
I
It's
hope
like
the flying
Probably
is
like
real.
there's like a different flight paths because we did see her that she did take the underwater route, but
I just don't think it'll be as open world as some people think because
Yeah.
most open worlds are not as open
It'll be
world.
like Destiny, where like you have your automated loading screens, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Who
I mean, it
knows?
still looks good though. Like I'll still get it.
I mean, I'm excited. I just hope they don't BioWare the fuck out of it
Yeah, yeah.
because
But it's the main team making.
yeah,
it,
it's
isn't
not the scrubs that made
Yeah,
the other
it's- yeah.
trash that we recently got. Ugh. Ugh.
it? So glad I didn't buy that game.
I just
What game
want
was
the
it?
system to be good
Yeah. Fucking.
because I hate RNG.
Wait, what game was it, Mitch?
Andromeda.
Yeah, trash
yeah,
Andromeda. Fuck them.
Where it's kind of like we couldn't get the Frostbite engine to work. We couldn't do this. We were understaffed. It's like why the
Yeah.
fuck did you release it?
Oh yeah, because they're making an excuse saying that the Frostbite engine was good for shooters but not for third-person adventure
It's
games.
it's kind of like, but Mass Effect is a shooter.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's wrong?
You got caught in your own
A
act, you
camera
sons of
angle
bitches.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I regret that because I played like 10 hours and I haven't been back to it since.
Well, I mean, it's killed Mass Effect, so like, yeah.
Apparently, everybody
Sounds
I've
like
talked to keeps telling me the game is getting better and better, but they're also stupid, so probably not.
See, that's great, but if I spend like 60 quid in the game, I want it to be good
Yeah.
straight away.
Yeah, because I think it was in Montreal even said that they got mad at the reviews because they said it may not be the best, but it should have been a solid 8 game when people were giving it like 7s and 6s.
Yeah. You don't make shit.
My stuff's better. I like my thing better than what you gave me. So dumb. So apparently, like, but the actual main BioWare team was like, yeah, we know it's going to be like, meh. Just put it out.
That's bad. That's so bad. But that's gaming these days, though. But it's like, you know.
Yeah.
It's disappointing, but that's how it fucking goes, because that's what they do. So.
That's why I'm saving up for a gaming rig.
Yep. You gonna join the PC Master Race, Tristan? That's right.
Yeah, because like even on Twitter, people were asking me because they're saying like I should be doing some streams or even like reviewing some indie games or PC games, and I was like, I guess I might, because I was dabbling a little bit with the current my current PC for like 2D side scroll and stuff and all that.
All right.
See, I'm just saving for when the Pokemon Switch comes out.
Me too. Same.
It's like, if that doesn't look like Breath of the Wild, then I'm not gonna buy it.
I mean, all they have to do is kind of go back to like Gale Darkness and Coliseum. Those are
if it's not as open world as Breath of the Wild, then
those were kind of open worlds.
Yeah,
basically.
but it wasn't like,
well, because they were held back by like whatever year it came out.
I want to see like little herds of Bulbasaur walking around.
You might see something like, because like those games are like quote unquote open worlds before like the big open world. So
the only thing that worried me was when he said you won't see it for a year, and I'm like,
probably.
You mean more than two? More than two? Because if you're saying a year,
it literally means we know we cucked everyone with the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon announcement, and you all wanted a Switch, so we decided to make a Switch game. But it probably won't be out until
because they literally didn't have anything to show off, so you know that shit is so they'll maybe do a teaser next E3 if we're fucking lucky. Like, it's...
Yeah. So let's just sit in front of a laptop and pretend we're working on it.
Yeah, because the people were all excited, and they didn't show anything, and unless they're going to copy and paste assets, they're probably in pre-production.
The reason people are excited is because most, like, someone like Mitch said that they weren't going to try it.
Card. Like, there wasn't the title.
No, I know, but it's the fact that they're currently creating it, and it's like, well, people said they weren't ever gonna do it, like ever even try like at it, and they're actually gonna try at it. So that's cool.
It depends what it looks like. If it looks like Sun and Moon, then haven't really tried.
Well, I don't.
Because it's not what people want. Like, if it's just going to be a port of Sun and Moon on the Switch,
no, because
then that's not what anyone wants.
Because then they could have did that real easy if it was just a port. Like, I don't think.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying that as an example. If it's just like Sun and Moon, then it's kind of that's not what anyone wanted.
It's gotta be a game.
I don't think
like,
it is.
Hey, look, I'm like, third person running through this field of grass, and I see a bush moving, and a fucking Charmander jumps out. Like, it's gotta be that shit, right?
I don't think it'll be on the scale of Breath of the Wild, but I think it'll be something like that. Just won't be exactly, because that's like.
Well, if it's not that scale, then there's no point in making it.
Why? I think it'll be like half it or something, but it'll be like kind of that. But I don't think it'll. I don't know. I think it's.
What legit reason do they have for not making it that big when you've just made a Zelda game that big?
It's true. Well, let's see.
Make Pokemon that big.
It did take a while to make Breath of the Wild, right? So maybe what if they come out next year saying that it is going to be, or not next year, maybe this year, like they still come out and there's an interview saying that it's going to be like
Breath of the Wild was done before the Switch came out, because it was just Link's clearly walking around with like the Wii U game.
Yeah, they took like an extra year and a half to port it over.
I just think that if it's something a little bit under Breath of the Wild, but it's kind of like it, I don't think that's a bad thing. The way
I see it is,
it needs to be
like, I see it the scale of Breath of the Wild, and what I mean by that is the same amount of landmass, but you know how Breath of the Wild is split into those different regions? I'm gonna assume they're gonna do islands, and you get from one to the other, so you can't just jump to the level 50, where everybody's good.
Oh, that's
they're not gonna do whatever's like because the DS games kind of follows the anime, or the anime follows the games, whatever it may be. I don't think they're going they're going to create a whole new world. I would say kind of like Coliseum and Gale Darkness.
It's got to be a new world. Like...
No, because it's a mainline RPG title. It's a main. So it's going to be another like if it's not Gen 8, then they fucked up.
I forgot what how this is already.
Gen 7.
I stopped watching the show because I didn't like that he lost. at the leak. So
Wait, he
like,
loses every fucking time.
yeah, but I didn't like that, so I stopped watching
It was
after
like-
that. I didn't watch the ending to XYZ.
Admittedly, I was pretty fucking salty that he lost his time.
No, I'm still salty, so it's like I will never get over it. So there's that.
You deliberately changed the writers to make him lose, you bunch of wankers.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah. All right. I gotta go. I'm hungry over here.
Yeah, I'm hungry, tired, and I still got videos to do.
I'm gonna go keep reading 9 more fucking comics. Oh.
So
Oh.
I am only 10% through Secret Empire. This
I
week.
literally like I fall asleep and like Shay's like, I think you're like moaning and groaning about comics. I'm like, probably. Like Wednesdays fucking kill me. Ah, shit. Later,
All right.
guys.